My wife kept threatening divorce over everything, so I finally agreed and left. We'd been married 4 years with a 4-year-old daughter. I was the breadwinner while she stayed home by choice. For the last year and a half, we'd been fighting several times a month, and every single argument ended the same way. I want a divorce. But the threats weren't just words, they were calculated weapons. She discovered that mentioning divorce made me immediately back down and try to fix things. What started as occasional outbursts became her standard operating procedure for getting her way. The financial pressure was crushing me. I'd work overtime just to keep up with her spending on things we didn't need. When I suggested she get a job or go to school to help out, she'd refuse and throw out another divorce threat. "I'm raising our daughter," she'd say, as if that excused buying expensive clothes and dining out while I worked 60-hour weeks. The pattern escalated when my sister needed help during relationship problems. My wife was furious about her staying with us, conveniently forgetting that her friend, a complete stranger to me and our daughter, had lived with us for 5 weeks just months before, contributing absolutely nothing. My sister actually helped with cooking, cleaning, and watching our daughter, but my wife still deployed her nuclear option. I want a divorce. What made this worse was my own childhood trauma. I'd grown up watching my parents fight, seen my dad take his anger out on me when my mom left during arguments. I'd promised myself I'd never put my daughter through that, which made me desperate to avoid conflict. My wife had figured this out and weaponized it. Every therapy suggestion was met with the same response. She wasn't the problem and didn't need help. Meanwhile, I was spiraling, working myself to exhaustion while walking on eggshells at home, terrified that any disagreement would result in divorce threats that might affect our daughter. Last Tuesday night, she picked another fight, saying I spent too much time at work and wasn't a good father. Her voice got louder, more accusatory, building to the crescendo I knew was coming. I want a divorce, but this time, something inside me finally snapped. I stood up and looked at her calmly. "You know what? You're right. The only reason I work so much is because you refuse to get a job while spending money we don't have. You won't go to therapy. You won't address any of our problems. I'm done. I'll have my lawyer send the papers." I gathered our daughter's things and left for my sister's house. For 2 days straight, my phone exploded with calls and texts. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I want counseling. I need you. I miss you." The usual panic when her bluff got called. Against my better judgment, I agreed to try therapy. The sessions were eye-opening. Feelings came out. Professional perspectives helped us understand each other better. For a few months, things actually improved. She applied herself, got a job, made friends with coworkers, even picked up a hobby. I thought we'd turned a corner. Then we had specific plans regarding our daughter that she'd completely overlooked, making conflicting commitments with her new coworkers. At what I thought was the end of our argument, she muttered under her breath, "I knew marrying you was a mistake." I asked her to repeat herself. "I should have divorced you years ago," she said, looking me dead in the eyes. This time, I didn't say anything. I just took our daughter to our plans, alone. The next week, I filed for legal separation. The agreement was clear. No romantic involvement with others during the separation period. Shared custody, continued therapy. 3 months later, I went to drop off our daughter for my wife's custody day. I rang the doorbell and waited. A shirtless man answered the door, asking who I was and what I wanted. My wife appeared around the corner in a robe, her face cycling through curiosity, shock, horror, and sadness in seconds. That's when I realized she'd never actually wanted to fix our marriage. She just wanted to control the timeline of its destruction. I'm filing for full divorce next month.